I'm having to reset 34 hours at the truck stop. Do not want to run the truck in the summer for 34 hours or any time actually. So I'm gonna try out this Predator I got in clearance one time a few years back. It's a 2000 watt max, 1600 running. I started it on the eco mode. It was working, but it was surging a lot, kind of struggling a little bit. So I went ahead and just turned it off, and I'm running it at its normal idle speed. I have the shore power option on this truck because it's an EPU, electric power unit. Runs off of these 4 batteries in here. They're isolated from the engine batteries, the other 4. The separator, regulator, cutoff, whatever you want to call it. It charges it and disconnects as necessary to prevent the engine batteries from dying and not being able to start the truck. When these batteries were good, they were lasting about 7 hours on the low fan speed all the way cold in about 90, 95 degree weather, 100. And now that these batteries are a little bit older, they're lasting about 3 hours maybe. So I haven't really been able to use them. So I decided to bring the Predator today to see what it does. So here it is hooked up to the shore power, and this is running on a 16 Cascadia. We see the light powering up the cab. There's an inverter in here, 1800 watt. I've never used it, don't use it. I don't have a microwave, I don't have any of that stuff. So the only thing I would ever use is the air conditioner. Of course, you gotta lock it up just in case, you never know. So when I first got off to hook up the generator, I was at about 12.3 when I turned off the truck, the engine, and right now it's increased to 12.5. Maybe it's also charging the batteries. I'm not sure if the system from the back isolates so that the power doesn't go toward the front batteries. From what I've read and understood, it's just the back batteries get cut off as they need charging or are full. So back here I have my lights working. They usually work anyway, so I'm not contributing that to the generator. But to get this going, I put the fan on 6-speed, press the park button, and I know it's using the generator because I guess when the HVAC system powers off or kicks off, the generator kind of does what generators does and surges a little bit. So I'm sure I'm running off of that. I'll find out for sure if it was the generator keeping me powered all through my reset, because my batteries are pretty old and they don't last too long. So speaking of that, I've seen other people ask about or another videos about their symptoms, and I used to have some of them where the unit is always gonna check itself once you turn off the truck power. It's gonna do like a self-diagnostic kind of deal, run like a minute, and then it'll shut off and it stays off unless you power it back here. So in my case, when the unit would only, like if you would come back here for the sleeper for the day to do your rest time, and it only turns on for like a few minutes and then just doesn't stay on, it turns off. What happened to me was that the one of my terminals from one of the grounds was loose and corroded, so I wasn't making, I guess, good contact, and all I did was get a new wire for it. And then every so often you should probably go back there, clean all the nuts to the posts, and do WD-40 again, battery terminal spray, whatever your choice, just don't let them get rusty or old. It gets really dusty back there. And that solved that problem. So I had my HVAC system working off the batteries again, and in my case it was just a corroded wire that was linking the batteries, and maybe the nuts and terminals were a bit loose. So that was what the issue was with mine. Everything else has been working fine. The HVAC's been running about 40 minutes now. It's cloudy out here, but there's like 0 wind, so it's humid. It's about 90 degrees, 90 some odd degrees out here, and the generator is working pretty good, holding up, and it is on a full tank of fuel right now. I run regular 86 on it, but I add seafoam to it. I love seafoam. I use seafoam on everything: lawnmowers, pressure washers, my other 3500 watt generator. On that one I do have the spark plug upgrade and all. On this one it's pretty much stock the way it came from the store, and after today I might be upgrading the spark plug and getting a spare filter, spare plug, start carrying a gas can around, because I think it's gonna work out pretty good. I will keep you posted on how much. I'll put in the comments how long the fuel lasted and ran. I believe it seems that this is an 1800 watt setup in these trucks, because the inverter is an 1800 watt, 4 batteries. I don't use the power outlets, the 120, the 12 volt. I usually power everything from the truck side because it has a cutoff anyway. So I'll put in the comments how long the fuel lasted and if we were able to stay cool and comfortable for the duration of the reset.